So now to a case study. I think it's great to kind of see the state of affairs for 2030. We're going to talk 2030 net zero by 2030 with our good friend José Estela. He comes to us from Ponderosa, and then he's going to talk about his Peruvian mine. So welcome to the stage, José.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Adrian and Andrew, for inviting me to the conference this year. The topic I will talk to you is about net zero by 2030, managing the energy and mobility transition in Poderosa mining. So I would like to remember 10 years ago in 2013, I spoke at the first Energy and Mines conference here in Toronto, that time working for another mining company. 5 years later, in 2018, I participated as an attendee and a speaker at the pre-summit workshop of my friend Dr. Arnoldus van der Hoor, which maybe you know. At the end of the workshop, we celebrated with pisco sour, as you see in the pictures. And it was the birth of some of the good ideas that I will to present this afternoon for Poderosa Mining Company. I hope you like it, although I didn't bring pisco sour today. Let's see the contents of my presentation. The main key ideas are the following. First, the challenge for decarbonizing in global mining due to the greater production and consumption of fossil energy. Second, I would like to present the Minera Poderosa case study in Peru and its strong commitment to sustainability. And then our solutions to reduce the energy costs and carbon footprint as part of our energy transition in Poderosa. And finally, the advances in the Poderosa energy and environmental plan and the expected results. Let's look at the evolution of mining risk and opportunities in the last 4 years, according to Ernst & Young report. In summary, I can indicate that the social environmental, ESG, the decarbonization, and the license to operate have taken central stage in global mining. So with these risks, let's turn into opportunity. I would like to present the case study of Poderosa Mining Company. It's a Peruvian company founded in 1980s, 43 years ago. It's located in the district and province of Patás, La Libertad region, in northern part of the country, with an altitude of more than 1,200 meters to 3,100 meters above sea level on the banks of the Marañón River, one of the main tributaries of the big Amazon River in the jungle. We have more than 6,800 workers, and we produce gold in underground mining, and with a capacity of 1,800 metric tons per day. We produce door bar leaching and smelting about 20 kilograms. Let's look at the exactly location in Patás, 320 kilometers by road from Trujillo, is in the Pacific coast on the left of the graph. And you can see at the bottom of the graph the orography. We need to go over 4,000 meters above sea level to arrive to Marañón and Patás and Santa Maria units crossing the Marañón River. So I would like to present the Poderosa's historical annual production in gold ounces. In the last 10 years, we increased our production 10% per year. And in the last 2 years, our production was 300,000 of ounces. With this historical production, we ranked in first position last year as a gold producer in the country with 10% of the market. Following by Yanacocha and Retamas and other gold companies. The total production of Peru last year was 96 fine metric tons. So let's look at the Poderosa's electricity demand in the last 20 years. As you can see in the picture, We were growing 12% every year in the last 20 years. And you can see in green color, our main supplier is the grid with 85%. And another 15% is self-generation. Half of them is thermal power plants, and another one is small hydropower plants. This year, we will finish with 16 megawatt of maximum demand and more than 105,000 megawatt hour of annual energy, and 45% of the electricity comes from fossil fuels. And let's look at the historical energy matrix of Poderosa. We find that 70% of Poderosa energy in 2023 is fossil origin because almost half part of the grid is fossil. And in the graph, you can look, the 50% is from oil and another 50% is from electricity. And with these risks, we made an agenda of commitment to sustainability. In the Poderosa strategic plan from 2022 to 2026, we prioritize two initiatives: the environmental sustainability plan and the transition to clean energy. In that sense, our board of directors established two main goals: achieve zero carbon by 2030 for scopes 1 and 2, and to be carbon neutral by 2040 by incorporating scope 3. I totally agree with the speakers this morning and yesterday that they said it's difficult to reach scope 3, but it's not impossible. So we made a decarbonation solution, energy and environmental plan in the company. We focus in two main plant activities: for electricity consumption and for transport. In both of them, in green color, we plan to measure the carbon footprint of scope 1, 2, and 3 and reduce emissions, set decarbonization targets with energy transition, measure the potential of renewable energy resources near the mine, and install energy storage systems and sign new electricity supply contracts with renewables. All these planned activities in green color are already executed. In yellow color, we are working on that, like installing solar self-generation systems with batteries in electricity, and for transport, develop pilot projects with electric vehicles and installing electric petrol stations. And the last activity in red color, the replacement of the transport fleet with electric vehicles, we will start next year. And let's look to the Poderosa carbon footprint measurement in the year 2020 to 2021. We reduced 10% of the ton CO2 equivalent under metric tons treated, and the same reduction in relation to ounces. We found that the fossil account for 70% of the carbon footprint. And let's look to our environmental sustainability and regeneration. We have forested more than 5,200 hectares in the mining unit, and communities inside and outside our area of influence. We are in the process of measuring the capture and storage of CO2. And in relation of our forestation at the mining unit, we have planted more than 6 million trees since 1982. In the last 40 years, we use our own NGO called Asociación Patas. We use the treated water irrigation technique of the Relavera Hualanga as a tailing. And we are also working for near future, measuring and monitoring renewable potential, measuring the solar radiation, the hydro flow, and the wind resource. We installed one tower 5 months ago, and we are installing next month another 2 towers of measuring the wind. And let's look at our recently and start project, the peak shaving base for 4 megawatts and 8 megawatt hour. You can see the daily load profile in Poderosa in light green color is of peak hour when we charge our batteries, and in dark green color, we discharge the battery in peak hours. And now I would like to present a short video of the construction of inauguration of our BESS. Please, inside the video.
Hoy, con los avances tecnológicos, el almacenamiento de electricidad en grandes cantidades ya es posible, gracias a las baterías de ion litio que ha ido reduciendo sus costos en los últimos 5 años con alta seguridad. Mi agradecimiento a todas las áreas y empresas contratistas que han participado en este proyecto ambicioso, a nuestra gerencia general, a nuestro directorio por su permanente apoyo y sobre todo al equipo de proyectos energéticos por su dedicación y esfuerzo en hacer realidad este primer BESS para peak shaving en el Perú y el más grande de minería de América Latina.
Decirles que estoy muy orgulloso de los 6.800 trabajadores de Poderoso, del equipo de proyectos energéticos, del equipo de mantenimiento, de energía y de todos ustedes y los que no están acá, porque esto es para todos nosotros.
Básicamente todo el esfuerzo que ha significado su traslado, prácticamente cruzando la cordillera de los Andes, son 900 kilómetros, cerca de 600 kilómetros de Lima hasta Trujillo, más 320 hasta donde nos encontramos. Y luego van a poder ver donde hemos tenido que ensanchar caminos, pasar algunas dificultades.
Este proyecto es muy innovador porque no solamente mejora esa calidad, sino que además permite el ahorro económico, que es bastante sustancial.
Nos va a permitir unos ahorros económicos importantes de 1.4 millones de dólares por año, lo que hace recuperar la inversión en tan solo 4 años, una inversión de 5.5 millones de dólares.
Es el inicio de la energía limpia en Poderosa. Nosotros tenemos varios proyectos después de este BESS para utilizar la energía solar y para usar la energía hidráulica que tenemos planeado para nuestro programa o plan estratégico al 2026.
La energía limpia es una realidad.
Nuestro compromiso
Es la excelencia.
Reduce costos, ahorra energía.
Cumplimos con la meta.
Thank you for watching our video. I would like to continue with the benefits of the La Morena BESS. We have several benefits like economical, saving 14% in electricity tariffs, environmental benefits, the reduction of thermal energy consumption, energy quality benefits, the better voltage level and lower losses, and energy security benefits, having our energy source in case of contingencies. What about the performance of the development of the BESS? As we saw in the video, we have an investment of $5.5 million, 17 months of construction, 16 years of battery life, and we use solar lighting. We use artificial intelligence with the Tesla forecasting software to predict the peak demand of the national grid. And why La Morena BESS is so important for us? Because it is aligned with the goal of 0 emissions by 2030 in Scope 1 and Scope 2. The BESS will be powered by 7-megawatt solar photovoltaic project. It confirms us as a responsible company that is committed to technology, innovation, and sustainability. It is the first base for peak shaving in Peru and the largest mining company in Latin America. But we have another good news. At the end of 2022, last year, we signed a contract with a renewable energy generator. And this year, 2023, we are buying clean energy from the grid. In 2 months, in January 2024, we will receive our first green certificate. I would like to present our solar project with batteries in Chaguar Airfield Poderosa. This is the main entry of the mining unit. And this is, of course, the ore output. As you can see in the picture, we installed 40 kilowatt peak and 52 kilowatt hour per day with 24 hours of autonomy. You can see in the picture the generation and demand in yellow color is the solar generation that covers 80% of the demand. The remaining 20% is covered by the batteries. So the Chaguar is the first zero carbon airfield in the country and the first mining airfield in Latin America too. So let's look at the distributed solar generation with batteries. We installed at the first Camp Paraíso 15 kilowatt peak of power and 49 kilowatt hour of batteries. We use solar lighting at night with exciting results. Our next distributed generation project is to install 2,500 kilowatt peaks with panels and batteries in all our offices, camps, and warehouses. We will start in the beginning of next year and will take us 8 to 10 months. And our next challenge is to install 7 megawatts in a solar photovoltaic project. As you can see, the geography, we have several challenges. It will produce 11,000 megawatt hours per year. The engineering is complete. We are processing the permits, and it will charge the Morena base as you saw on the video. And let's look at to our electromobility in the company. Our first pilot electric bus will arrive next month on December 2023. Next year, we will increase the fleet of our electric buses. And let's journey into Poderosa's electricity future. Considering a conservative average electricity growth rate of 8%, remember, we were growing 12% every year. Last year, 2022, the electricity mix was 55% renewable. This year, 2023, we will finish with 88% renewable with the green certificates. On 2030 or before, we expect to finish 100% renewable in electricity. So let's see the future of electromobility and the Poderosa Transport Mitigation Plan. This year, 2023, we have 364 diesel equipment fleet with a total consumption of 2.3 million gallons per year with a total cost of $11.5 million. In the future, in 2040 or less, we expect to change all this fleet that will be increased in 440 electrical equipment, and we expect to pass totally electric. The consumption will be at that time more than 130,000 megawatts per year, and with an expected total cost of $5 million, we reduce 50% of the cost. In that case, we will feed these electric vehicles with green energy. So, to conclude, the summary of the expected results in Poderosa is a reduction of energy cost by 40% by 2030 and 50% by 2040. To have a renewable smart grid relying on innovation and technology by 2030. Develop a clean energy matrix with zero emission by 2030 in Scope 1 and 2 and carbon neutral by 2040. Our objective is preserving our leadership in gold mining as the country's most sustainable mining company and inspire other mining companies on the path to a just energy transition. Thank you very much.